talking. You are now listening to The Box Out with Kahlil Thomas and Jason Kahlil on the One Podcast Network. Let's get it.
How you doing, everybody? Kahlil Thomas, Box Out. I'm tired. I am so tired right now. Let's get the lead out the way. Knicks survive 105-104 against the Spurs to take a 2-0 series lead in the 2026 NBA Finals. And I think the word survive is the perfect way to describe this damn game. The Knicks lost this game. I've not seen the Knicks play this badly in a fourth quarter in a very long time. I think we can go back to Isaiah, Larry Brown, coaching team. Everything that went right for the Knicks in the first three quarters and probably the first couple minutes of the fourth quarter went terribly wrong in that latter half of the fourth quarter, down by 14, Wembanyama, which he does. And Wembanyama, he can get his team hyped. And they showed him in the huddle just telling his team, let's go, let's get it. And when he does it, and I feel like he's one of those guys, kind of like an Eli Manning, if you're a Giants fan in the New York area. Eli didn't say a lot. And he's kind of soft-spoken. I don't think Wemby's not as soft-spoken as Eli Manning, but Eli wasn't a rah-rah type guy. But when Eli spoke, they listened. I feel like Wemby, he's vocal and very very on point, but I feel like when he's that passionate, and you saw it against OKC in the last series, the team reacts. In this case, San Antonio reacted to Wemby. They went on a gigantic run. I think it was like 14 and 15-0. Wiped out the lead, and it was dire. But let's go back. I said, "Oh, hey, Bruce, how you doing, buddy? What's up, man? All right, Styles P, let's go. Let's fucking go." I can say that, because we're on YouTube. Let's start with I said it on Wednesday, and I said the Spurs lost game one. They're going to come out, and there's going to be a sense of desperation from them in game two. And the question would be, could the Knicks take that punch early on? Like I said on Wednesday, San Antonio came out and they put it on the Knicks early. They were running, they were gunning. The Knicks shot 3 or 5 to start the game, and then it went to hell after that. And it seemed like the Spurs came out, threw their best punch up 34-25 at the end of the first quarter. And the thought in my head, and I was texting a few people, I said, San Antonio might have blew their load in the first quarter. And you saw it going in the second quarter, the Knicks kind of reset and recalibrated and got it together in that second quarter, outscoring them by 13 points. So you almost had a sense of, okay, San Antonio was going to come out guns blazing. Could the Knicks withstand that, knowing that there was going to be a sense of desperation in this game? Because no team, 2-0, we can kind of put it out there. They said at the end of the game, the Suns and the Magic lost the first 2 home games in the NBA Finals. They did not come back and win the finals. So, not saying it's a foregone conclusion, but it becomes more difficult for them to forget winning the series. They got to get back into the series in game 3 in a raucous New York on Monday. Anyway, second quarter, Knicks recalibrate. They kind of come back down to life. The Spurs kind of figure it out and get back to life. And then we have a lead at half. Now, at the half, Barkley says something interesting that always... I always watch the first half of the inside the NBA halftime because it's always Barkley. And Barkley said Wemby was getting his ass kicked. And once he said that, the hamster wheel started spinning in my head. I'm like, yeah, Wemby looks discombobulated. A lot of turnovers, a lot of bad passes, couldn't get shots off. Could he recover? Yes, he got his ass kicked in the first half. He got his ass kicked last game. He had a big game last game, but it was a very quiet big game, if you know what I mean. Could he recover from a terrible first half. And he did in the fourth quarter. The third quarter is kind of chalk. I will say the Knicks bench, and we talk about how the bench is very important, how Tom Thibodeau did not like using a bench. The bench came up huge for these Knicks tonight. Jose Alvarado, Landry Shamet continues his hot play. Mitchell Robinson, he hit 2 free throws in a row. Let's get it. So the bench kind of came up big for the Knicks in that third quarter going to the fourth quarter. As a bring in Jason Kortner, it's 2-0. Here we go.
2-0. Who would have thought we would have been here after the first 2 games? I mean, it was an. I'll give the Spurs the credit they fought, but they're inexperienced down the stretch. My goodness.
Yeah, it was weird to me to see, going into that fourth quarter. I was like, okay, I'm feeling good. Things are going right. But in your head, and as a Knicks fan, we already can be kind of going to that sunken place. Were you expecting a run from San Antonio in the fourth quarter?
Yes.
Because I'm choking. I was feeling it as it was going on.
I was expecting a run. They even kind of got bailed out by the refs because I was ready to write my memo to the NBA Board of Governors because that kickball by Cornette, and how could you miss that hack on OG? Thank God we had a challenge in the pocket. I mean, they let him play. They let him play physical throughout the game, so I'm not going to gripe too much about that. But as they made their run, Brunson missed a couple of open shots, good-looking shots that he missed, but the Knicks kept their poise. The experience pretty much showed up to the end. I would say this game pretty much towards the last 3 minutes was all about experience versus, it was pretty much the vets versus the rookies. Wemby cannot make the downhill pass without even looking at Castle's eyes. He saw the back of his jersey. That was a mistake. It was probably a mental mistake. I'm pretty sure that's not going to happen again, but they escaped. They escaped with a 2-0. We kind of saw this against Boston. So game 3, it's going to be a barn burner. I don't know if the Spurs the Spurs might have to stay by you in Jersey because I don't think they can stay in the city. There's no way they can stay in the city. The city's going to be nuts between tonight and Monday night.
So it's funny because you mentioned those last 3 minutes, and I said at the beginning of the show how everything right that happened to the Knicks early just went to shit in the fourth quarter. Every shot, Shamet started missing shots. Bridges, who was lights out in those first 3 quarters, he couldn't make a shot in the fourth quarter. It seemed like, and I feel like once Wemby made that impassioned speech, that's when the whole thing turned.
Yeah.
I will say this, and I said this on Wednesday, and I don't like to blame refs, and I don't like to talk about the raw calls. However, I understand the game getting physical. I feel like that's part of basketball. You want them to play. It's the NBA Finals. You're going to call every ticky-tack foul. Right. But there is a point where you go, okay, you guys need to call something. Because Brunson was getting mauled. Anytime Wemby attempted something, there was a foul call because, like I said on Wednesday, because he's 7'12", the assumption is the only way you can stop Victor Wembanyama is if you foul him. So they were getting that call. The technical on Mitchell Robinson, still, I have no idea what the hell that was about because they were both pushing. Worst case, that's a double tech, or you go, hey, cut that shit out.
Right.
So I'm trying to figure out the idea of there was a foul shot discrepancy again in this game. Are we at this point where in the Knicks are getting pissed off? You see it as it was going. It's going. Are we to the point where the Knicks are just going to have to shut up and play ball because the refs are going to give the Spurs the calls? As much as I hate to say
it seems we're at that point. But kudos to Karl-Anthony Towns for stepping up. I feel like he's been the MVP for the first 2 games just because of his presence in the paint. He's actually going to the paint. He's not settling for jumpers. So I think that's the key. Once Brunson gets in the paint, it's a 50-50 chance they're going to call a foul or not. Wemby, I feel like some of those fouls were very ticky-tack that they called, like they really barely touched them. But I feel like all that and momentum going into game 3, I think it favors the Knicks. I think the Knicks will definitely get more shots at the free throw line in game 3.
So obviously we're looking at a 7 for 25 game from Brunson. But once again, Cat had 17 points in the first half, kind of fell off in the second half, only had 21. Bruce said it here in the chat. Second half, they kind of went away from Cat. That fourth quarter, they went in from Cat. And okay, I know early in the late third, early fourth, Cat was out. So was Brunson. That's why the bench kind of picked up the slack. But do you agree with me that I think they saw Cat put up 17? Cat was kind of misused in that second half, especially in that fourth quarter.
Yeah, I think they were looking for him to be more of a playmaker in the second half, and they kind of want to get Brunson going. But that it almost came back to bite them, So that's something I think Mike Brown's definitely have to adjust. But it was another balanced attack from the starters. Bridges had a good game. Hart had a quiet game. But OG was definitely there in the fourth quarter when you needed him. So I think it was more of a balanced attack towards the fourth. But it's something they got to look to keep building upon. Like, hey, if you guys keep going to Cat, maybe you could draw a Wemby or these guys in a little foul trouble. But we'll see what the game plan adjustments will be for Game 3.
And once again, and we said this after Game 1, the Knicks did not play well in this game. And I will put it out there. They should have lost this game. There's no reason.
First two. Could have lost the first two.
Yeah, they should. They could have lost the first two. This one, it should be 1-1 right now. Wemby with that turnover, Brunson only making 1 or 2, which I'm like, come on, you make 2 out of 2. You don't hit 1 out of 2.
Right.
But Shamet, 13 points off the bench. Considering that we have not played that well and we're up 2-0, it's still scary that we haven't played our best basketball this whole entire series of the 2 games. Coming back home, am I jumping ahead of myself thinking like Monday night could be one of those games where harken back to the Cleveland game where they won by 50 points or blowing out Atlanta? I think the Knicks probably will come out hot as hell on Monday.
I think Spurs will be aggressive in Game 3 early, but if the Knicks do come out hot, they're gonna run them right out the building. And I just don't know what kind of Wemby has yet to win in the Garden. He's 0-3, so we don't know what kind of pressure he's feeling because this is do or die. They don't win tomorrow. There's no chance. I mean, on Monday, there's no chance. This is coming back to San Antonio for Game 5.
So Bruce said they stopped playing when we're making the clock. You definitely saw that.
They went to the prevent. They went to prevent defense and prevent offense, actually.
Yeah, there's a lot of – it seemed like some 4 corners offense going on, and just kind of running that shot clock down. A lot of dribbling. I saw way too much dribbling. But once again, San Antonio did a really good job of getting the ball out of Brunson's hands a lot. And then when he crossed that midline court, and there was a couple times I thought he stepped on the midcourt line. That's how tight that defense was.
It was very tight defense. I would agree on that.
And then they started trapping him, which I'm like, you had to expect that. And I feel like a couple times they weren't expecting that trap, which I'm like, you had to know that, one, San Antonio saw what happened in Game 1 and said, okay, we got to tighten this up on Brunson, but also let's put some pressure on him. Let's bump him a little bit, which the bumping got a little too much. De'Aaron Fox, I was saying, like,
he looked like he played hurt. He looked like he's playing real hurt.
Listen, 20 points. They kept him on the floor late, which I was like, is that a smart idea? And he came up big, 29 for Wembayama, but the turnover, the miss last shot, which was a good look.
Good look, yep.
Where do the Spurs go from here? Because right now, Wembayama, Fox, and then you had 4 of 9 from Vassell, 5 of 14 from Castle. Harper's only 6 of 12. Where are we going here?
I think they're gonna. I think definitely see more Dylan Harper down the stretch. You definitely need to see. They gotta insert Castle more down the stretch as well. I guess Fox might be the odd man out in the rotation come late in the game, but that's only if the game is close. Because I feel like they're gonna look. It's gonna be an avalanche on Monday. I feel like the Knicks are gonna win by like 15 on Monday.
Well, it's funny because San Antonio went 10 deep, and you saw Carter Bryant get some. He got 3 minutes. But then you also saw Keldon Johnson get 15, which I think 6th man of the year, you would think he would get more than 15. While the Knicks and Mike Brown, he's shortened his bench down to 9 and only played 4 off the bench. So I think Brown's like, all right, I love our bench, but I can't go, 10, 11 deep now. I got to kind of keep it down to who I really need to play. Josh Hart was also in foul trouble the whole night on Josh Hart.
Which I prefer Josh Hart being in foul trouble than I prefer Towns or Mitch because I think Hart has a discipline not to foul out.
Art of crime. Spurs getting swept. I can't. I don't want to hear that. I can't hear that right now. I don't want to think that.
Man. I told you Wemby ain't gonna be. They ain't gonna be a game 6. Wemby's gonna be at MetLife for that France game.
France game. I'm not on the Knicks in 5.
I'm not gonna say they're gonna get swept, but I'll say it's gonna be very difficult for the Spurs to win 4 out of the next 5 games. I can't see
4 out of 5. Yeah. I don't see it. You watch NBA TV and everybody picked the Spurs. David Fitzdale, who was there?
Hey, and if you was on FanDuel or DraftKings and took the Knicks and under, kudos to you. So I think the Spurs favored
God bless. Listen, Tim Legler doing those FanDuel advertisements is kind of like shocking to me, but I don't know. I'm sticking with
6.
I'm sticking with the Knicks in 6 because I'm still not. I'm not sold because we still haven't played great, and it's scary that we didn't play that well and we're winning these games. We can't do it again. Like we can't play this bad. We cannot play the way you played tonight and win game 3 at home. So I feel like we took their best punch tonight in the first quarter, held it down to fourth quarter, fell apart, and just got lucky by a turnover and Wemby missing a good look that Mitchell was in his face. If they play this on Monday, they're going to lose the game, and that's my scary part right now.
Yeah, they showed a stat of 0-2 teams at home going into game 3 on the road in the finals. The Magic in 95,
mm-hmm.
and they both lost. I think Magic got swept, and I think the Suns lost in 6, if I'm mistaken.
Yeah. Well, Knicks did not play that bad. The fourth, yes, that's what mattered. You can play well the second and third quarter, but the fourth was a collapse, and I think Bruce said earlier it was a choke job. They played prevent. You can't play prevent. You got to keep it moving. I think the way to use Cat was malpractice, and unfortunately, Cat's can be a happy little soldier. But if I was Cat, I'll go to Mike Brown. Like, bro, I was busting the ass in the first quarter.
They're throwing the kitchen sink and Brunson. You got to give me more touches. I agree.
So, quick question on Josh Hart. Was that trip really a flagrant one?
No.
Because I'm thinking like it was a regular foul. I'm thinking it was just a regular personal foul, obstruction, whatever. A flagrant foul seemed a little overkill to me. What did you think?
I thought it was a little overkill as well, but I don't know when. I guess they were trying to send a message to the Knicks by calling that like, "Hey, listen, we don't want no dirty or ugly play going on here," which it wasn't. It just seemed like a regular clear foul, but
what dirty? Like, let's keep it a buck. San Antonio was dirty as fuck tonight.
They were desperate
to the point where Rick Brunson was about to dig in De'Aaron Fox's ass. Rick Brunson's about to come out of retirement and get on that court.
They're a young team. They're desperate. They're looking for answers. Now, imagine that a young team now down 0-2 with clearly a generational talent and Wemby on the bench. Now they got to find a way to muster up and try to even the series or at least take one in New York. That is a very difficult task for a young team.
They have to win both games in New York to even have a shot at this. And I don't see them winning 2 games in New York. I don't see them winning Monday. Because I think Monday, the atmosphere on Monday is going to be that deciding, that X factor. When they did a starting lineup and you just hear that go New York, and the crowd's going to be with those expensive ass tickets, the crowd's gonna be insane. So I think atmosphere alone is gonna scare the shit out of San Antonio because they haven't seen
inside. They're gonna have to smuggle them inside the building because outside's gonna be nuts.
Yeah, outside. I will say this, and I'm gonna put this out there, and I'm gonna see what you think. Should we go on Wednesday over to 33rd?
You have to.
I'm contemplating. Even if it's not a sweep scenario, do we make an appearance over there and just chill out there? Because I'm confident. I looked up there tonight and I'm like,
I'm contemplating. I'm contemplating going to the city right now.
Yo, listen, I know if I go there on Wednesday, I got some money on me because I am going to. I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna go in. I'm be ready to go.
I'm not bringing a wallet. I'm bringing one credit card, my ID. Keep them in my pocket. Keep my phone tight with me. I'm not bringing no headset. Nothing. It's just minimum stuff in my hand.
There'll be no box out after Game 4 if we do this on Wednesday.
There might not be a New York City after Wednesday. It might look like Cloverfield out here.
Bruce told me, "Don't go. You have a family." Fuck that. Let's get it. Especially if we're near a sweep. I'm like, it's gonna happen. It's gonna go down.
If we even get to 3-0 and we know that Larry O'Brien's going to be in the building on Wednesday, my goodness.
Yeah, Donald Trump will be in the building on Monday night because
he better be in the suites because they're going to boo the shit out of that one.
Well, that's going to add to the atmosphere because I really do feel like that hatred that the crowd's going to have for the orange fucker, that's really going to ramp everybody up for real now.
Who gets a lot of boo on Monday, Trump or Wemby?
Trump. Easy.
Yeah, I think so too.
But by far, easy.
Because
you won't be able to think straight. You won't be able to think straight with the amount of booze that's going to come from the Garden at Donald Trump.
Because I mean, on all actuality, I like the Spurs. I like Wemby. I think Wemby will be the face of the league. I like Castle. I like these. A lot of these guys are there's tri-state area kids. You know, Champagne went to my high school rival. He went to Bishop Loughlin over there near Barclays. So these guys, they're good kids. It's just not their time yet.
Listen, people don't. No one hates Wemby.
No one hates Wemby.
Everybody loves Wemby. However, for this series, fuck Wemby.
Listen, I'm a fan that these guys got to pay the dues, man. Jordan had to go to the Pistons. LeBron had to take his lumps early from San Antonio and Boston.
Mm-hmm.
Wemby is not exception to the rule. You gotta feel that. You gotta have that burning taste of defeat.
Listen, look at the Pistons. The Pistons had the Knicks last year, and they had Cleveland this year. I feel like that's going to make the Pistons better.
They'll be better next year, 100%. Yeah.
Same thing here. Spurs lose this series. If they lose, I'm not going to say they are. If they lose the series, it's a learning experience, and they come back hungrier and with some more experience.
Just don't do like the Magic in '95, where like somebody feels like they're better than Wemby and they want their own team. Don't do that. Don't go that route.
And Stephen Castle decides to leave, and it all just goes to shit. just because. All right, so that's gonna be our show. It's a quick one because I'm very curious about what Inside the NBA is saying because I know they're probably shitting on the Knicks and NBA TV too because we didn't play great, and I know they're gonna make that very, 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 very clear on TV tonight and tomorrow. About how well they didn't play, but they somehow won without looking at the good shit. So that's what's going to happen tonight. We'll be back on Monday after Game 3 at the Garden. Still goes on, Jason. Still goes on.
Halfway there.
The win streak goes up to 13. Spurs Nuns going to give up the convert and shake it up in New York. I feel like if Scores was still open, the Nuns would hang out with Scores on Monday night.
Oh yeah.
Just chill over there real quick, or the Hustle Club. Is the Hustle Club still open over there?
Speaking of Scores, I don't know why this triggered in my mind. There's a bar opposite the Garden I go to a lot called Ting Tong.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if you remember yet. We used to be exactly at the corner opposite on 33rd. Was that 33rd or 32nd? It might be 32nd. Anyway, they're building a Hulk Hogan wrestling bar at the corner, right opposite the Garden.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
I saw that the other day. I was like, oh, dear God.
Trump will be in there touring it probably.
He's not even among us, but he's still here. I'm like, Jesus.
Still lurking. Yep. James Dolan probably put money into that.
Probably did.
JD in a straight shot playing opening day. Guaranteed.
It looks 2 floors. It looks interesting from what they're building up, but it hasn't opened yet. But when I saw the Hulk Hogan rocking bar or something, I was like, Jesus.
All right, let's get those hoods out. All right, so we're back Monday night after Game 3 for Jason Court. I'm Kahlil Thomas. Thank you so much for taking time watching us. Post-game show. We'll see you Monday night, Game 3. Peace.
This has been The Box Out with Kahlil Thomas and Jason Kortner. Subscribe now for the best tri-state area basketball talk.